Change the music tempo for the 800s. This is Heat 1 to 12. Lane number 3, that's Jonathan Franco out of Mission Viejo. Lane 4, James Shaw, age 83, swimming unattached. And lane number 5, that's Armin Garibi, swimming for Rose Bowl. As a reminder, timers, please make sure that you are keeping track of the number of lanes swum by your swimmer. Up next in Heat 2 of 12, Lane 2 is going to be William Van Horn out of the Olympic Club. Lane 3 is going to be David Greeley out of New England Masters. Lane 4, Larry Snowhite out of Reston Masters Sim Team. Lane 5 will be Alec Fisher, Palm Beach Masters. Lane 6 will be Christopher Furco out of Arizona Masters. Lane 7 is going to be Larry Hill out of Puget Sound Masters. As your minor timer, this is the 800-meter freestyle, 16 lengths to the pole. Coming in with 3 laps to go in lane number 5. That'd be Armin Garibi at a Rose Bowl Masters. Coming on the bell lap, that's Armin Garibi, Rose Bowl Master, 2 laps to go. Coming on the finish in lane number 5, that'd be Armin Garibi at a Rose Bowl Masters. Armin Garibi at a Rose Bowl Masters. Let's give him a round of applause, please. Up next in Heat 2 of 12, Lane 2 is going to be William Van Horn out of the Olympic Club. Lane 3, David Greeley, New England Masters. Lane 4, Larry Snowhite, Western Masters Swim Team. Lane 5, Alec Fisher, Palm Beach Masters. Lane 6, Christopher Furco, Arizona Masters. And lane number 7, that's going to be Larry Hilly out of Puget Sound Masters. Finishing in lane number 4, that's James Shaw. He's swimming unattached. He's 83. Finishing, that's James Shaw unattached, unofficial time 18:59.73, 83-year-old. Let's give him a round of applause, please. Up next, lane 2 for Heat 2, lane 12. Lane 2 be Van Horn, 3 Grilly, 4 Snow White, 5 Fisher, 6 Furco, 7 Hilly. Heat 2 at 12 coming up next. One lap to go for Jonathan Franco from Mission. Finishing, Mission Viejo 73-year-old Jonathan Frankel, lane number 3, unofficial time of 22:14.71. Great job. Heat 2. This is Heat 2 of 12 in the water. Lane number 2, William Van Horn out of the Olympic Club. Lane 3, David Grilly, New England Masters. Lane 4, Larry Snowhite, Reston Masters Sunteen. Lane number 5, that's Alex Fisher, Palm Beach Masters. Lane 6, Christopher Furco, Arizona Masters. Lane number 7, Larry Hilly, Puget Sound Masters. Up next will be Heat 3 of 12. Lane 1 will be David O'Brien. 2, Bob Feinberg. 3, Christian Joachim. 4, Victor Amy. 5, David Barney. 6, Alan Larson. 7, Rick Miller. And lane number 8, Mission Viejo's own Ian Stewart. Heat number 3 up next. Heat number 2 in the water. Of note are elder statements for this heat. Lane number 2 at age 86 at Olympic Club, that's William Van Horn. Lane number 5 at age 85 at La Palm Beach Masters, that's Alec Fisher. Leader at the 200-meter mark in heat number 2, that's William Van Horn at the Olympic Club. He's followed by lane number 5, Alec Fisher at a Palm Beach Masters. Once again, up next, heat 3 of 12. Up next will be lane 1, O'Brien, 2, Feinberg, 3, Yakim, 4, Amy, 5, Barney, 6, Larson, 7, Miller, 8, Stewart coming on up next. Halfway through, your leader is in lane number 2, your elder statement out of Olympic Club. That's William Van Horn. Coming on with 3 laps to go for lane number 2, your heat leader, that's William Van Horn at Olympic Club. 3 laps to go for Van Horn. Up next again, heat 3 of 12 up next. Lane 1 is going to be O'Brien, 2 Feinberg, 3 Yakim, 4 Amy, 5 Barney, 6 Larson, 7 Miller, and 8 Stewart. Heat number 3 of 12 coming up next. Coming in on the bell lap for lane number 2, that's Van Horn at Olympic Club. .25 meters to go for Van Horn in lane number 2. Second position is going to be a nice race between Larry Snowhite in 4, Alec Fisher in 5. Nice race for second position. Larry is trying to hold off Alex in lane 5. That's Larry Snowhite out of Reston Master Sim Team. Alex Fisher in lane number 5. But your heat winner, your elder statesman, let's get a round of applause for William Van Horn out of Olympic Club, age 86, 16:19 unofficial time for 800-meter freestyle. Can we have somebody touch a touchpad timer in lane number 5, please? Thank you. Finishing in lane number 7. That's Larry Hill out of Puget Sound Masters. Let's get a round of applause as you finish for Larry Hilly. Excellent swim, Larry. Heat 3. This is Heat 3 of 12 in the water. Lane number 1, David O'Brien from Mission. Lane 2, Bob Feinberg. Unattached. Lane 3, Christian Yakim from Quicksilver Master. Lane number 4, Victor Amy, Swim Fort Lauderdale. Lane number 5, that's David Barney on Mission. Lane 6, Alan Larson, Oregon Masters. Lane number 7, Rick Miller, Long Beach Grunions. And lane number 8, that's Ian Stewart, Mission Viejo Masters. Heat number 3 of 12 in the water. This is heat 3 in the water. Up next will be heat 4 of 12. Up next in lane 1 will be Daryl Jett. Lane 2, Owen LeBeau. Lane 3, Mike Bennett. Lane 4, Edward Mills. 5, Michael Thomas. 6, Sean Chaffins. 7, Chris Cameraman. And lane number 8, Jimmy Hong. Heat 4 of 12 coming up next. Your leader with about 200 meters to go and change, that's going to be lane number 4, Victor Amy, swimming for Swim Fort Lauderdale. He's your leader in lane number 4. Coming for the bell lap, that's lane number 4, Victor Amy. He had an entry time of 13:40.74. Up next, heat 4 of 12, lane 1, Jet, 2, LeBeau, 3, Bennett, 4, Miles, 5, Thomas, 6, Chafin, 7, Cameraman, and 8, Hong. Finishing here, lane number 4, that'll be Victor Amy, Swim Fort Lauderdale. Entry time at 13:40.74. He's going to finish unofficially at 13:10.90. Let's get a round of applause. 30-second time drop. Finishing, that's Rick Miller out of Long Beach Grunions. He 4. This is He4 at 12 in the water for the 800-meter freestyle. Lane number 1, that's Daryl Jett out of San Diego Swim Masters. Lane number 2, Owen Labau, Conejo Valley Master. Lane number 3, Mike Bennett, Mission Viejo. Lane 4, Edward Mills, Cavalier Masters. Lane number 5, that's Michael Thomas, Mountain View Masters. Lane number 6, Sean Chaffins, Orange County Riptide. Lane number 7, Chris Cameraman out of Tide Swimming. And lane number 8, that's Jimmy Hong out of Longhorn Aquatics. As a reminder of people who are lap counting, please make sure you avoid touching the touchpad with your lap counter. Please make sure you avoid touching the touchpad with your lap counter. Thanks so much. 3 laps to go for lane number 8, your leader. That's Jimmy Hong out of Longhorn Aquatics. Second position is Mike Bennett, swimming for Mission Viejo, lane number 3. Bell lap, I believe, is coming up for lane number 8. Jimmy Hong in lane number 8, but we have our own Mike Bennett in lane number 3. I don't think they can see each other. Let's see if Bennett can basically catch up. Up next would be heat 5 of 12. Up next in heat number 5, lane 1 is going to be Bob Couch. 2, James Lavery. Lane number 3 is going to be Michael Donahue. Lane 4, Tim Sheeper. 5, Brad Harmon. Lane 6, R.M. Lennart. 7, Alan Bell. And lane number 8, Randy Miller. Heat 5 coming up next. Jimmy Hong's your leader, but let's see what Mike Bennett has in store. I don't think they can see each other. Bennett is breathing to his left. Jimmy Hong's breathing to his right, but Jimmy Hong has a half body length lead on Mike Bennett. Jimmy Hong came in on a time of 13:18.78. He's going to demolish that time. Unofficial time for Jimmy, 11:49.05. That's almost a 1.5 minute improvement. Great job. Second position, unofficially, 11:49.58. Mike Bennett in lane number 3 from Mission Viejo. Outstanding swim, gentlemen. Thanks, Tim. Finishing with some great cheering on the side. That's Chris Cameraman out of Tide Swimming. That's a way to cheer the swimmer home. That's great. Finishing for Tide Swimming, Chris Cameron, lane number 7. Heat 5. And this is heat 5 of 12 for the 800-meter freestyle. Lane number 1, that's Bob Couch, Sarasota Sharks. Lane number 2, that's James Laverly, Arizona Masters. Lane 3, Michael O'Donohue, Excel Swimming. Lane number 4, Tim Sheeper out of Menlo Masters. Lane number 5, Brad Harmon, Lone Star Masters. Lane number 6, Aaron Leonard, Marcia's Enthusiastic. Lane number 7, that's Alan Ball out of Puget Sound Masters. Lane number 8, that's Randy Miller, CCAT Masters. In the waters, heat 5 of 12. Attention swimmers, for your warm-up and warm-down needs, only the dive well, but the diving platform pool will be open. The teaching pool that you walk up to is now closed for warm-up and warm-down. So please, for your warm-up and warm-down needs, please go to the dive well, the platform pool, please. Thank you so much. This is heat 5 of 12 in the water. Up next will be heat 6 of 12. Up next in lane 1 will be Richard Howell. Lane 2, David Pereira. Lane number 3, Matthew Alpern. Lane 4, Larry Wood. Lane 5, Tom Burke. 6, Mike Gaw. Lane number 7, that's Jordan Profit. Lane number 8, Sam Lund. Heat 6 coming up next. Leader at the 300-meter mark is lane number 5. That's Brad Harmon out of Lone Star Masters. Halfway mark, your leader at a Lone Star Masters. That's Brad Harmon in lane number 5. On his bell lap, that's Brad Harmon in lane number 5. Up next, he's 6 to 12. It's going to be Richard Howell in 1, David Pareja in 2, Matthew Alpern in 3, Larry Wood in 4, Tom Burke in 5, Mike Gaw in 6, Jordan Prophet in 7, Sam London in 8. He's 6 coming on up next. Brad Harmon in lane number 5 out of Lone Star Masters. He had an entry time of 12:13:47. Official time for Brad, 11:57:76. That's a nice 15-second plus time drop. Great job, Brad. Second position in lane number 4. That'd be Tin Sherper out of Menlo Masters. Heat 6. This is Heat 6 to 12. Lane number 1, Richard Howell, Oregon Masters. Lane 2, David Pareja. Unattached, lane 3, Matthew Alpern, Palm Beach Masters. Lane number 4, Larry Wood, Longhorn Aquatics. Lane number 5, that's Tom Burke out of Orange County Riptide. Lane number 6, that's Mike Goss, Swim Fort Lauderdale. Lane number 7, Jordan Prophet, Swim Kentucky Masters. Lane number 8, that's Sam Lund out of San Diego Swim Masters. This is Heat 6 to 12 in the water. Early leader into the 200-meter mark, that's Jordan Prophet from Swim Kentucky Masters. Up next is going to be heat 7 of 12. Up next in lane number 1 will be Ed Coates. Lane 2 will be Michael Blatt. Lane 3 will be Rick Walker. Lane 4 will be James Tobin. Lane 5 would be Manuel Campos Salazar. Lane number 6, Trace Sauter. Lane number 7 is going to be Andres Rojas. And lane number 8 is going to be Ian King. Up next, heat 7 of 12. Lane number 7, Jordan Prophet, your leader. David Pareja, lane number 2, is in second position, but a nice race for third, swimming right next to each other. That's lanes 4 and 5. That's Larry Wood out of Longhorn Aquatics, and lane number 5, Tom Berg out of Orange County Riptide. Jordan Prophet is under the 5-minute mark for the 400-meter split unofficially. Goes down at 4:54.27 unofficially. That's well below his entry time of 12 minutes, 11:59. He's actually on a blistering pace. That's Jordan Prophet. He's holding 1:15s, 1:16s. Up next is going to be heat 7 of 12. Up next is going to be, once again, Coates in 1, Blatt in 2, Walker in 3, Tobin in 4, Campos Salazar in 5, Sauter in 6, Rojas in 7, and King in 8. Holding 1:16s, lapping the field. That's Jordan Prophet in 7. He swims for Swim Kentucky Masters. Leader in lane number 7, 3 laps to go for Jordan Prophet. Let's cheer him home. He's kind of fallen off his pace of 116s, but let's see if we get him back on pace and bring him home a nice 100. Once again, up next, heat 7 of 12 is up next. Coming in on his bell lap for lane number 7. Prava picks up the pace. Finishing strong, your leaders start to finish in lane number 7, Jordan Prophet, unofficial time of 10:03:06. Outstanding swim, sir. Coming on his final lap, lane number 4. That'll be Larry Wood out of Longhorn Aquatics. He's followed by lane number 3, Matthew Alpern out of Palm Beach. Finishing in lane number 4 from Longhorn Aquatics, that's Larry Wood. Unofficial time, 11:37:92 for Larry. Heat 7. This is the 7th of 12 heats for the 800-meter freestyle for the men. Lane number 1, that's Ed Coates out of Longhorn Aquatics. Lane number 2, Michael Blatt, Ventura County Masters. Lane number 3, Rick Walker, Sarasota Sharks. Lane number 4, that's James Tobin from Mission Viejo. Lane 5, that's Manuel Campos Salazar from Asociación de Natación Masters. Lane number 6, that's Trace Sauter from Colonials. Lane number 7, Andres Rojas from Piratas Aguas Abiertas. And lane number 8, that's Ian King out of Walnut Creek Masters. Heat number 7 in the water for the 800-meter free. Lane 6 is out quickly. That's Trace Sauter out of Colonials. He goes out and officially in a 110, followed by a 113 for the first 100 by James Tobin on lane number 4. .200-meter mark, 2:26.20 unofficially for Trace Sauter, your leader. 2:30.53 for James Tobin. Coming on the 300-meter mark, Trace Sauters is your leader out of Colonial, lane number 6. This is heat 7 in the water. Up next is going to be heat 8 of 12. Up next, lane 1 is going to be Andrew Sullivan. Lane 2, Daniel Gibbons. Lane number 3, Julio Cienega. Lane number 4, Brock Sheila. Lane 5, Patrick Harris. Lane 8, Jonathan Goller. Lane number 7, Stephen Holtzman. Lane number 8, Timothy Wolf. Coming in on the halfway mark, Trace Sauter is your leader from Colonial. But in striking distance from Mission Viejo, that's James Tobin on lane number 4. James Tobin keeping it strong. He's at the feet of Trace now. James Tobin with a half-body late lead. That's Trace Sauter in lane 6. James Tobin, though, is right there with him. Once again, up next is Heat 8 of 12. Lane 1 will be Sullivan, 2 Gibbons, 3 will be Cienega. Lane 4 will be Sheila, 5 Harris, 6 Goller, 7 Holtzman, and 8 Wolf. James Tobin is not going anywhere. He's making a race out of this with Trace. We have a new leader in town. That sheriff's name is James Tobin out of Mission Viejo, lane number 4. .200 meters to go for James Tobin on lane number 4. He's holding 1:22s, maintaining his pace throughout this race. Tobin with 3 laps to go. I'm not surprised by this because James Tobin is always a leader in our lane. I always like to go last. Driving home into the bell lap, that's James Tobin in 4 from Mission Viejo. Let's cheer him home for his last 100. And we have lane 5 picking it up. That's Manuel Campos Salazar, Asociación de Natación Master. Manuel is trying to pick up the 2nd position for this heat. It appears that James Tobin has this heat on lock and key, but now Trace Rojas is picking it back up against Trace Sauter is picking it back up against Manuel Campos Salazar. Now here comes Manuel Campos Salazar in lane number 5. At the finish of this heat is going to be James Tobin out of Mission Viejo at age 58. Unofficial time, 10:40.91. Nice time drop, 25-second time drop. Second position, lane number 5. That's Manuel Campos Salazar, Asociación de Natación Masters. Third position, Trace Sauter out of Colonials. Excellent swim, gentlemen. Heat 8. This is Heat 8 of 12 for the 800-meter freestyle. Lane number 1, we have Andrew Sullivan from West Hollywood Aquatics. Lane 2, Daniel Gibbons from San Luis Obispo Seahawks. Lane 3, Julio Cienega, Rose Bowl. Lane number 4, that's Brock Sheila from Nova. Lane 5, Patrick Harris from Ensworth Aquatics. Lane 6, Jonathan Goller out of Nova. Lane number 7, Stephen Holtzman, Streamliners. And rounding it out, lane number 8, that's Timothy Wolf from Aqua Raiders of Chattanooga. Early leader at the end of the first 200 meters. It's going to be lane number 2, Daniel Gibbons out of San Luis Obispo. Lanes 3 and 5 have a nice race brewing here. That'll be Julio Cienega out of Rose Bowl, Patrick Harris out of Ensworth Aquatics. Leader in lane number 2, that's Daniel Gibbons out of San Luis Obispo Seahawks at the 300-meter mark. Up next is going to be heat 9 of 12. Lane number 1 is going to be Stephen Gold. Up next is going to be Jeffrey Milton in lane number 2. Randy Mayall in 3. Chad Holbrook in lane 4 up next. Corey Wynn in lane 5. Chad Giroux in lane number 6. John Rockwell in 7. And Eric Shee in lane number 8 up next for heat 9 of 12. Julio Cienega in 3. Out of Rose Bowl, Patrick Harrison 5. Out of Ensworth, turning together to have a nice race to each other. But your dominant leader today, so far rather, is Daniel Gibbons in lane number 2 out of Seahawks. At the halfway point, Daniel Gibbons is going to be your leader at the 400-meter mark. Daniel Gibbons is your leader, but I love the race between lane number 3, Julio Cienega, and Patrick Harris in 5. Once again, up next is heat 9. Lane 1, Gold, 2, Milton, 3, Mayall, 3, Holbrook, 5, Wynn, 6, DeRose, 7, Rockwell, 8, Shee. Now taking a half ball length lead for that second position, that's Patrick Harris out of Ensworth Aquatics. Leader in lane number 2, the 200 meters to go, that's Daniel Gibbons. Three laps to go for your leader, Daniel Gibbons, in lane number 2 from the San Luis Obispo Seahawks. Holding on to second position, that's Patrick Harris out of Ensworth. Creeping in the mix is lane number 6, going to challenge third position. Lane number 6, that's Jonathan Goller out of Nova Aquatics. Lane number 3, that's Julio Cienega out of Rose Bowl. Jonathan Goller is on the move. Bell lap for lane number 2, that's Daniel Gibbons, your leader. Leader is Daniel Gibbons in 2. The swimmer to watch is lane number 6, Jonathan Goller out of Nova. Goller has taken over third position. Patrick Harris is trying to hold him off in lane number 5. Gibbons is trying to bring it home, 1 lap to go. Patrick Harris is right there in second position in lane number 5. Goller in third in lane 6. Heat 9 coming up next. Your winner is going to be Daniel Gibbons, lane 2, but still not giving it up. That's Goller, Jonathan Goller from Nova Aquatics, lane number 6. He's got a kick going on here, but it looks like Patrick Harris is going to hold him off. Heat winner is going to go to lane number 2, Daniel Gibbons, San Luis Obispo Seahawks, unofficial time 10:38.93. Second position at 10:42.55. Patrick Harrison in third. Jonathan Goller out of Nova, 10:43.14. Unofficially, excellent racing, gentlemen. Heat 9. This is Heat 9 of 12. Lane number 1, that's Stephen Gold, Bowles School. Lane number 2, Jeffrey Milton for San Diego Swim. Lane number 3, Randy Mayall, swimming for Nickel City Splash Swim Team. And lane number 4, that's Chad Holbrook for Walnut Creek. Lane number 5, that's Corey Wynn, Orange County Riptide. Lane number 6, that's Chad Durow, Rose Bowl. Lane number 7, John Rockwell, Club Tri. And lane number 8, that's Eric Shee out of Nova Aquatics. This is Heat 9 of 12 in the water. Nice race between lanes 3, 4, or rather 4, 5, and 8. Corey Wynn is doing backstroke out there in lane number 5 as your leader for this heat. Eric Shee is right there in lane for Nova Aquatics. And lane number 3, that's Randy Mayall from Nickel City Splash Swim Team. Up next is going to be heat number 10 of 12. Up next in lane number 1 is going to be Jaime Garcia Carranza. Lane 2 is going to be Kyle Power. Lane 3 will be Jackson Wayne. Lane 4 will be Jonathan Matthews. Up next in lane 5 will be Carl Knopke. Lane number 6 will be Yuya Terada. Lane number 7 is going to be John Decker. Lane number 8, David Hathaway. Heat 10 coming up next. This is heat 9 in the water, the halfway mark coming on. Corey Wynn going backstroke is your leader by barely. Right with him is going to be Chad Holbrook in lane number 4. And not too far off in lane number 8, that's Eric Shee. Otherwise, we have a nice race between lane numbers 3, 6, and 7. Randy Mayall, Chad Durow, John Rockwell. 3 laps to go for your leader in lane number 4. That'll be Chad Holbrook. Second position for Nova, second position from Orange County Riptide, that's Corey Wynn. On the bell lap, lane number 4, Chad Holbrook from Walnut Creek. Once again, up next, Heat 10. Lane number 1 is going to be Garcia Carranza, 2 Power, 3 Wang, 4 Matthews, 5 Nopke, 6 Chirada, 7 Decker, 8 Hathaway. Heat number 10 coming on up next. Coming in on his final lap, that's Chad Holbrook in lane number 4 out of Walnut Creek. Third position, lane number 1, that'll be Stephen Gold out of Bolus School. Your heat winner, Chad Holbrook out of Walnut Creek Masters, lane number 4. His unofficial time, 10:09:57. Excellent swim. And you got to give a round of applause for going backstroke the whole way out of Orange County Riptide. In lane number 5, that's Corey Wim with a backstroke, 10:21:54. Heat 10. This is Heat 10 of 12, men's 800-meter freestyle. Lane number 1, that's Jaime Garcia Carranza from Costa Rica Country Club. Lane number 2, Kyle Power, Ventura County Master. Lane number 3, Jackson Wang out of the Olympic Club. Lane number 4, Jonathan Matthews, Oregon Masters. Lane number 5, Carl Nopke, Riverside Aquatics. Lane number 6, that's Yuya Tirada, Rose Bowl. Lane number 7, John Decker, Greenville Splash Masters. And lane number 8, that's David Hathaway out of Oregon Masters. This is Heat 10 of 12 in the water. Your leader, early leader coming at a 200-meter mark, that's Jackson Wang out of the Olympic Club. The race is for second place. Lane numbers 2, 4, and 5. That'll be Kyle Power out of Ventura County Masters, Jonathan Matthews, Oregon Masters, Carl Knopke out of Riverside Aquatics. Up next will be Heat 11 at 12. In lane 1 will be Jorge Agudelo. Lane number 2, John Sfingy. Lane number 3, Nathan Chenko. Lane number 5 will be Roberto Garcia Lochner. And lane number 5, Bob Garland's coming up next. Lane number 6, Addison Carter Canillo. Lane number 7, Dylan Mayall. And lane number 8 is going to be Christopher Johnson. And heat number 11 coming up next. Coming in on the halfway mark at 400 meters, your leader out of the Olympic Club, that's Jackson Wang. Second position is at lane number 4. That'll be Jonathan Matthews at Oregon Masters. Now the race is for third in lane number 2 and 6. Lane 2, that's Kyle Power out of Ventura County. Lane 6, Yuya Terada out of Rose Bowl. Coming in on 200 meters to go is lane number 3, Jackson Wang out of the Olympic Club. Followed by lane number 4, that'll be Jonathan Matthews. Then lanes 2, 6, and 7, that'll be Kyle Powers, Yuya Terada, John Decker. Up next in heat number 11, lane 1, Agudelo, 2, Svingi, 3, Chenko, 4, Garcia, Lackner, 5, Garland, 6, Carter, Canillo, 7, Mayall, and 8, Johnson. Heat number 11, you're up next. Coming in on the bell lap for lane number 3, that's Jackson Wang out of the Olympic Club. Heat winner will be Jackson Wang. But now the push for second place in lane number 2, that's Kyle Powers pushing Jonathan Matthews. Kyle Power out of Ventura County pushing Jonathan Matthews, Oregon Masters. Finishing strong now in lane number 3, that's Jackson Wang. He had an entry time of 10:30 flat. Out of the Olympic Club, his unofficial time at the wall is going to be a 9:56.70, Jackson Wang. Second position, taking over lane number 2, that's Kyle Power out of Ventura County Masters. And in third position is going to be Jonathan Matthews. Excellent swim, gentlemen. Heat 11. This is heat 11 with 12, the second to last heat for the 800-meter freestyles. Lane number 1, that's Jorge Agudelo, San Diego Swim Master. Lane number 2, John Svingi, Dolphins. Lane number 3, that's Nathan Chenko, Stanford Master Swimming. Lane number 4, that's Roberto Garcia Lochner. Unattached, lane number 5, swimming for Colorado Masters, that's Bob Garland. Lane number 6, Addison Cartner Canilla for New England Masters. Lane number 7, that's Dylan Mayall for Nickel City Splash Swim Team. And lane number 8, that's Christopher Johnson, Club Tribe. Up next will be the 12th and final heat for the 800-meter freestyle. Up next will be lane 1, Fred Schuster. Lane 2, Juan Valdivizio. Lane 3, Christopher Lanuza. Lane 4, Luis Serrano. Lane 5, Mason Schaff. Lane 6, Kurt Niehaus. Lane number 7 will be Kurt Dixon. And lane number 8 will be Thomas Dion up next in heat 12 after this heat, the final heat. Early leader in lane number 8, that'll be Christopher Johnson out of Club Tribe. Followed by lane number 4, that'll be Roberto Garcia Lochner. At the 300-meter mark, just lanes 8, 4, and 6. Christopher Johnson Club Tribe, Roberto Garcia Lochner unattached, Addison Gardner Canillo New England Masters. Taking out fast at the halfway mark, that's Christopher Johnson, your leader from Club Tribe. Splits the 400 at 4:45.03 unofficially. Leader continues to be Christopher Johnson in lane number 8. Second position is lane number 4. That'll be Roberto Garcia Lochner. But now challenging in lane number 6. That's Addison Carter Canillo out of New England Masters. He's now in third position. Coming in on 200 meters to go, Christopher Johnson, Club Tribe, is still your leader, but the race is for second. Lanes 4 and 6, Roberto Garcia Lochner, Addison Carter Canillo out of New England Masters. And still hanging in there in the mix, that'll be Nathan Chenko out of Stanford Masters Swimming. This is going to be a great race for second place. Lanes 3, 4, and 5. Three's picking up the pace. 3, 4, and 5 for second position. That's Nathan Chenko, Roberto Garcia Lochner, Addison Gardner Canillo. Get loud. These gentlemen have 3 laps to go. Anybody's race for second. Who's going to bring it home? Who has the guts? Who has enough gas in the tank? Meanwhile, on the outside, Christopher Johnson from Club Tribe. He's on his bell lap. 100 meters to go from him. Challenging, though, for second position. Lane number 3, Nathan Chenko from Stanford Masters Swimming. He's trying to catch Addison Gardner Canillo on lane 6 from New England Masters. Let's see who has a kick to come home. Looks to me lane 6 has picked it up already. Let's see if he can respond in lane number 3, Nathan Chenko. One lap to go for lane number 8. That's Christopher Johnson, Club Tribe. He is sprinting it home. What a swim for him. He's trying to pull Bobby Fink here in lane number 8. Christopher Johnson out of Club Tribe. That kick is, I'm curious to see what his last 50 split's going to be. I think he's going to break 30 at least. Maybe he can go 28, 27. We'll see what he does here. Meanwhile, lane number 6, Addison Gardner Canillo had picked it up. At the wall, lane number 8, Christopher Johnson said he went at 33, but I'm sure he went faster than that. But 9:36.01, he's your unofficial winner. In second position is going to be lane number 6, Addison Gardner Canillo out of New England Masters. Excellent racing, gentlemen. This is the final heat coming on up next. Heat 12. This is the 12th and final heat for the men's 800-meter freestyle. In lane number 1, we have Fred Schuster out of Phoenix Swim Club. Lane 2, Juan Valdivizio from the Olympic Club. Lane 3, Christopher Lanuza from Piratas Aguas Abiertas. Lane number 4, Luis Serrano from San Diego Swim Masters. Lane number 5, that's Mason Schaff, CMAC. Lane number 6, that's Kurt Nyhaus from Piratas Aguas Abiertas. And lane number 7, that's Kirk Dixon from Golden Road. And lane number 8, Thomas Dion from Weston Masters Swim Team. As a reminder for all spectators, please make sure you clean up your area that you sat in. Be much appreciated for tomorrow. We appreciate your support of the Masters Nationals hosted by the Mission Viejo Nadadors. On behalf of head coach Mark Moore, we want to thank you for your coming to this wonderful meet and looking for more fast swims for the rest of the weekend. At the 200-meter mark, lanes 3, 4, and 5 start to separate themselves. Lane 3, that's Christopher Lanuza out of Paratas Aguas Abiertas. And lane number 4, Luis Serrano, San Diego Swim Masters. And lane number 5, that's Mason Schaff out of CMAC. In the mix is lane number 6. That'll be Kurt Nyhaus out of Paratas Aguas Abiertas. At 300 meters, lanes 3, 4, and 5, Christopher Lanuza, Luis Serrano, Mason Schaff. Lane 6 decides to join the party. We have lanes 3, 4, 5, and 6 all together. Lanuza, Serrano, Schaff, and Neuhaus all together coming in at the halfway mark, the 400-meter mark. Three, 4, 5, and 6. 4 with a slight lead. That'll be Luis Serrano out of San Diego Swim Masters. Riding at his hip in lane number 3, that'll be Christopher Lanuza out of Paratas Aguas Abiertas. His teammate is on the rounding it out in lane number 6. That's Kurt Nyhaus. And right in the mix in the middle, that's Mason Schaff on CMAC. Ladies and gentlemen, these swimmers are not just swimming, they're racing. We got a nice race here between lanes 3 and 4. Lanuza in 3, Serrano in 4. And not letting go on lane number 6, that's Kurt Nyhaus. Coming in on 200 meters to go, lanes 3, 4, and 6. Christopher Lanuza, Paratas Aguas Abiertas. Luis Serrano, San Diego Swim Masters. Kurt Nyhaus, Paratas Aguas Abiertas. 200 meters to go. Let's see who has the gas in the tank. Who has that kick to bring it all the way home? Serrano has put in his kick. Let's see if he can maintain it and not letting go at all is lane number 3 and 6. Lanuza is bringing up his kick also. 3 laps to go for our leaders. Coming in on the bell lap is lanes 3 and 4. 6 is in the mix. 6 is actually picking the pace the most. It could be anybody's race here who can basically bring it home to the last 100. Right now, lane 4 with a slight edge. But teammates in lane number 3 and 6, that'll be Lanuza and Nyhouse, are going to try to challenge it. Turning together. This is a great, great race here. Cheer on your swimmers. Lane 4 trying to hold on. Lane 6 has started to the sprint. Lane 3 is right there picking it up. That's Lanuza. Lanuza in 3 challenging. Lane 6. Nyhouse is right there with them. Anybody's race here. Who can race it home? Lane 4 is trying to hold it off, but lane 3, look at that sprint going. Lane 6, this is a great race. Lane 3, that'll be Serrano, or lane 4, Serrano. Lane 3 is Lanuza. Lanuza now with a half by length lead. Let's see if his teammate in lane number 6, Nyhouse, can catch up. Coming into the wall, it's going to be lane number 3, Christopher Lanuza out of Heratas, Aguas, Abiertas. Unofficial time, 9:18:39. Second place, Luis Serrano, 9:18:86. Third place, 9:20:37. Unofficially, that's Kurt Nyhouse. Excellent swim, gentlemen. Outstanding swim, gentlemen. The time is now 5:54. The competition pool is open for warm-up and warm-down for 30 minutes. We'll be closing the pool promptly at 2:24. 2:24, the competition pool will be closed. Thank you so much.